So I was sitting out here in the chair here at the Buena Vista Hotel. And the gold social services car had to drive by and the state police. Apparently everybody is on alert today because I was served paperwork to appear in family court. And everyone around here has me labeled a terrorist. They won't admit it. They all act like I'm paranoid if I say this. No, social services. I'm not paranoid. It's pretty strange every time I say something or post something, a problem that I see over there, like when you were talking about your security beefed up in the paper. And I pointed out that you only had security in the one building. Then you put this douchebag over in this building that all he does is play his phone all fucking day. And I pointed out how that one window was broke and you got all new windows. Who's paranoid? Delaware County? Keith Weaver? Who's paranoid? Pretty funny, I said that this is a rural community. You guys should be doing reach out. It's what we were taught when I worked at Delaware Opportunities. That's the whole point of the home visits that you're not doing. And you ended up putting in satellite sites. Isn't that amazing? You're welcome for that idea. I also told Diane and Michelle that you guys should be doing trainings where you guys pose as homeless people and make some phone calls so you know what we have to go through. I wonder if that's going to become a part of a training. Or when are you guys going to get that good idea credit? Oh, here's another social services car driving by. I am so glad that Delaware County, you have put so much money and effort into trying to build this case against me. I like all this stuff that you put in the packet that I was served, that your social workers got to write up. Keith Weaver. All these people drive by, but we can't get a ride. I wonder if Diane will show up for my ride to court tomorrow, or if I'll get nailed for that for not appearing. It's a possibility. It is a real possibility because that's what they do. They make arrangements to pick you up and then they don't. And then when you don't get to where you need to go, where you're supposed to be going marks that against you because they don't believe you that, well, you didn't get a ride. Or they know goddamn well it's the truth and they tell you, well, it's the system we have to work with. So fucking fix it. Fix it. Why can't social services fill out the request for a ride properly and send it to it just goes through the computer. You don't have to deliver anything. You don't have to walk over there. You don't have to drive anywhere. It's just through the computer. But then Delaware Opportunities will claim they didn't get the paperwork. Who's doing this, Diane? Because they're blaming you. It's all on my YouTube, Diane. The one that wanted to take in my drug test without following proper procedure. You should trust the process, Diane. You should do what you're supposed to be doing. I hope you do from now on. Let this be a lesson to all of you. Do your real job. Do your real job. Stop tearing families apart for funding, Delaware County. My kids are not your whores. My first 4 were Keith Weaver. Isn't that what they got to be? Your and John Banks's whores? You allowed John Banks to fuck my kids, Keith Weaver. Are you happy? Are you proud of yourself? The job you've done? The career you've had? Are you happy? I hope your kids and your family know what you've done to mine. Do you even have kids? Did anybody even like you enough to even hang around long enough to have kids with you, you slut? Class action. I'm no longer calling that my homeschool. Now I'm just going to call it, class action is going to be what my investigation / research time is going to be called from now on. If my adult children will get their heads out of their ass and quit sticking up for their father and start facing the poor choices they've made, they'd start telling the truth. If they weren't so scared of him and Kevin Fritchler, they'd start telling the truth.